Fear of the Lord is one of the most powerful principles in the Bible, yet it is widely misunderstood. Many think it means terror or being afraid of God. But the Bible shows us that the fear of the Lord is something entirely different. It is reverence, awe, honor, and obedience. It is a recognition of God's holiness, His power, and His righteousness. It is the foundation for wisdom, understanding, and a life aligned with God's will. Proverbs 1:7 tells us, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction." Knowledge and understanding do not begin with human intelligence or worldly learning. They begin with how we regard God. When we fear Him, our hearts change, our perspective changes, and our lives begin to follow the path He has set. Proverbs 9:10 says, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and knowledge of the Holy One is understanding." True wisdom is not just knowing right from wrong. It is living a life that honors God, choosing what brings life and avoiding what brings destruction. The fear of the Lord aligns our hearts with His purposes. Job 28:28 teaches, "The fear of the Lord, that is wisdom, and to shun evil is understanding." Reverence for God naturally produces discernment. It gives us the ability to recognize danger, sin, and deceit. It turns our hearts away from evil and draws us closer to righteousness. The Bible also emphasizes that the fear of the Lord brings protection. Proverbs 14:27 says, "The fear of the Lord is a fountain of life, turning a person from the snares of death." When we fear God, we avoid the hidden traps of life that can destroy our joy, peace, and future. Fear of the Lord is not a limiting force. It is a shield, guarding our hearts and guiding our steps. Proverbs 16:6 says, "Through love and faithfulness, sin is atoned for. Through the fear of the Lord, evil is avoided." Godly fear gives us strength to resist temptation, to stay away from sin, and to pursue a life of integrity. It helps us navigate a world that often celebrates the wrong and ignores righteousness. The fear of the Lord is also linked to blessing and provision. Psalm 34:9 declares, "Fear the Lord, you His holy people, for those who fear Him lack nothing." This fear is not about scarcity or worry. It is about trust and dependence on God. When we honor Him, He becomes our provider and our refuge. Proverbs 10:27 reminds us, "The fear of the Lord adds length to life, but the years of the wicked are cut short." Living in reverence of God brings longevity, peace, and a sense of purpose. It keeps us on paths that lead to life, while the ways of the wicked lead to destruction. Psalm 25:14 says, "The Lord confides in those who fear Him. He makes His covenant known to them." The fear of the Lord does not create distance. It creates intimacy. Those who honor God are drawn close to Him. They understand His ways, hear His voice, and walk in covenant relationship with Him. Psalm 111:10 declares, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. All who follow His precepts have good understanding." Reverence for God produces obedience. Obedience produces understanding. Understanding produces a life that flourishes. Even at the end of life, the Bible reminds us of the centrality of fearing God. Ecclesiastes 12:13 says, "Fear God and keep His commandments, for this is the duty of all mankind." To fear God is to live rightly, to love deeply, and to honor Him with every part of our lives. The fear of the Lord produces humility, transforms hearts, and brings clarity. It leads to wisdom, protection, blessing, and life. It is the beginning of everything good in the eyes of God. When we fear Him, we stop chasing the fleeting pleasures of this world and start seeking His eternal purposes. May we learn to fear the Lord rightly, not with dread, but with awe and reverence. May it guide our decisions, shape our hearts, and protect our lives. May the fear of the Lord bring wisdom to our minds, peace to our souls, and alignment with His perfect will. Let us honor God, trust Him, and walk in the fear of the Lord. For in this fear is life, blessing, and true understanding.